Another bill on the Hill will not allow the public or the news media to see text messages, emails, tweets, or other electronic communications between lawmakers. The quick pace of House Bill 477 has some critics crying foul and even threatening lawsuits. We have team coverage of the story for you tonight. Fields Mosley explains who this bill will affect. Chris Jones will talk to the man who actually sponsored the legislation. We're going to begin with Fields tonight. Fields, this kind of centers around the ability of the media and the public to request information from lawmakers.
This is true, Mark, and of course legislators, they get a lot of requests, and they said today, at least on the Senate floor, they feel a lot of these requests are simply fishing expeditions, looking for something to embarrass a lawmaker. They also noted it is an expensive process. A Senate staffer told me today, just this year, attorneys for them have already spent more than 400 man-hours dealing with public records requests. So they want to redefine what is a public record and then close off some of that access.
Because as soon as you file that bill, you invite all the press to cry, the sky is falling, the sky is falling.
Senator Lyle Hilliard said they kept House Bill 477 under wraps for weeks with a different name and no language because people who use public records don't want to see access stifled.
They want to push it through.
You don't get a 1,700-line bill done overnight.
News media representatives don't like the proposed law for obvious reasons. It takes away access to texts, instant messages, and emails created by lawmakers during the course of official business.
I think that many legislators are afraid for the public to see what they're saying in their text messages.
Those are rarely part of a news story anyway, but information gathered through public records did lead to stories about UDOT paying $13 million to settle with a contractor, and the new law affects any citizen who wants to know more. Linda Peterson, for example, advocates for open government.
They are the public servants, and they govern us by our consent, so we have the right to know what they are doing on our behalf.
Jeff Salt has used the current Government Records Act to fight with Salt Lake City about the new soccer complex. Have you requested the legislators' texts or emails?
You know, I've never been interested enough in most of the minutia.
Lorna Rosenstein learns everything she can about fluoride in public water.
And that makes it very difficult for a citizen to take a position on something that they feel passionately about if they can pick and choose what issues that they will address, or make it exorbitantly expensive to get those documents.
Well, many times when we go seeking public records of any kind, it is free. Under this new bill, however, the state agencies, they could charge people what they feel it actually costs them to gather up those public records. Now, the bill quickly cleared a Senate committee today, and then it cleared the Senate floor. So it is on the governor's desk. Governor Gary Herbert has promised to give it close consideration. Back to you, Mark.
All right, Fields, thank you very much. Representative John Dougal sponsored the bill. He's been avoiding questions from the media for days, but finally tonight, the elusive lawmaker speaks. Chris Jones got the interview. He has more tonight.
The problem needs to be addressed.
Representative John Dougal is the man everyone is talking about. But talking is something the sponsor of House Bill 477 has not done outside the safe confines of a committee room since his controversial bill was introduced. After today's meeting, he bull rushed past us, making his escape to try and avoid questions, but finally gives in, wondering why he's now being hounded by reporters.
I'm looking right here at a bunch of cameras. So
that's because we haven't been able to talk to you till now.
I've given many interviews.
We don't know about that.
The bill, however, does much more.
Our own Rod Decker waited for 5 hours at the Capitol yesterday, trying to interview Dougal, who only gave him the brush off. Other media tell the representative they've been trying to contact him for days.
I haven't received your calls.
And the man trying to slam shut some public records was also trying to slam shut this interview.
Thank you very much.
Hold on a second, we've got some more questions.
We pressed Dougal about why the details of this bill only surfaced on Wednesday, and why just 48 hours later, with what some say is just scant debate, the bill is now sitting on the governor's desk for signature. He says he and other lawmakers have been talking about this bill forever.
The public is just now learning about this. This is about their right to know, and you're giving them 48 hours to talk about it.
We've been talking about this for years.
You've been talking about it. The public is just now learning about it.
No, we've had task forces, we've had committee hearings, we've had discussions for years.
Dougal also says one of the reasons that this bill is out there and the reason it passed is because he wants to discourage journalists and others from going on what he calls fishing expeditions, basically just sending out grandma requests, just looking for any old dirt that they can find. He says that this bill, now law, if indeed the governor signs it, will prevent that kind of thing from happening in the future. Back to you.